Hello, I'm PX and welcome back to episode of my Minecraft Xbox Update Adventures Let's Play. This is the weekly opportunity for me to give you an update as to what's going on in my survival Let's Play world, as well as indeed my life. And one of the big questions I've been receiving more and more recently, and it's come up a lot because people question, how do you get so many diamonds for all the tools that you need to do the big destruction projects you do recently? I recently destroyed an entire Nether fortress, I recently destroyed an entire desert, and people ask, how do you get all the diamonds for that? Because this is a 100% legitimate survival. Yes, even these diamonds, you just saw me pour a whole stack of them out of the chest. This is entirely possible in vanilla, regular survival, without any hacks, cheating, survival, creative, all that sort of stuff. This is entirely possible, and in today's video, I want to show you how you can do this, as well as two other ways that I obtained so many diamond tools to make all of these different things possible. But first of all, here's one of the most satisfying things you can do in Minecraft, using a fortune pickaxe on these diamonds right here. It's a very fun thing to do, and later in the video, we're going to be coming back and doing it for the entire stack. But first, let's show you how I got all of this diamond ore in the first place. How do I have 54, plus the 10 over there? How do I have so many diamonds lying around that I can turn into, like diamonds, just on the fly when I want to, like that? And the simple answer to this question is branch mining. So this is something that most people already know, so I'll keep it short, but it's the first and most common way to obtain a lot of diamonds and to get rich in your Minecraft world. Basically, all you have to do is branch mine. I cover the most area with the shortest number of blocks possible. Here you can see every 3 blocks, I've got a tunnel which goes this way until I either couldn't go anymore or until I went a sufficient distance. And you do this for long enough and you start to uncover more and more diamonds. So if you want to find the most diamonds, you usually do this at the Y layer, 11. I've done it at 9 right here. Honestly, 9, 10, 11, 12 are all very similar. A lot of people, swear by 12, swear by 11, swear by 10. Honestly, they're all pretty similar. You're going to find diamonds if you do it eventually anyway. And given that I like mining in Minecraft and I like this big kind of project I've got where it's a huge free high tunnel, I think that it's kind of fun to do it at this level. But again, you go mining at this layer for long enough, and you're going to find diamonds no matter what the situation. It might only net you like, 1 vein of diamonds an hour, but for most people, you get somewhere between 10 and 50 diamonds every single hour doing this simple technique. Something bad like this doesn't happen. Even then, easy enough to deal with, just lava it up, turn it into that. And actually, this brings me in something else handy that you can do if you really want to make it even more efficient, because you're noticing that to make these tunnels, because you may notice that to make these tunnels, we have to dig 2 blocks at a time and, go through dirt and stuff like this in a 2x2 fashion, because the player character in Minecraft is 2 blocks tall. But obviously, something you might not know is the fact that you can actually, at least as of 1.12 for Bedrock, the most recent update, you can actually go through 1x1 holes just like this, and look at that. Now I've gone through a 1x1 hole, and this means you can mine in a 1x1 fashion. It's really, really strange because you're effectively crawling through the hole, but crawl mining is the most effective way to find diamonds. It's kind of funny because, getting diamonds gets easier and easier with every update, and even diamond mining, which is the staple, the go-to, like, how do you get diamonds in Minecraft, even this gets simpler and simpler for every update because this is a more efficient way to find diamonds. I've gone over the calculations as to why in a previous video, but long story short, you're going to find a lot of diamonds this way. You can find them fairly quickly, as I've hopefully proven by the fact that it took me a tunnel only this long, so about 100 blocks, a little less, to find some diamonds. And although this one's a bit awkward for me to get to, we can swim over there and we can totally do it, and we can get ourselves, oh, that was very close, we can get ourselves, some of those diamonds. That's right, literally 3 minutes into starting mining, if I'm not careful. Literally 3 minutes in starting mining, I found myself 3 diamonds. That's like a diamond a minute. Look how impressive that is. And the best bit is, you don't just have to find the 1 vein, although always worth looking around, just in case there's more there. You don't just have to find the 1 vein, then give up. You can do this for quite a few diamonds in a row, and all you need is to make a full set of diamond armor, 24 diamonds. To make a full set of diamond tools, another 9. 33 diamonds will make you a full set of armor, but you might say, well, what about when that armor stack breaks? And there are 2 options you can, use as a, answer to this one. The first one is to go mining for more diamonds, of course. If you go mining for more diamonds, then you're eventually going to find more diamonds and you can solve your problems. And we could totally do that in today's video, although it seems as though my second find was lapis and not diamonds. There's similar rarities. You can make your diamond finding a lot more efficient using every single pickaxe enchantment. Funnily enough, besides efficiency just makes things go faster, whereas Silk Touch will allow you to take any diamonds you find in the world, to pick them up like so, and to have them in your inventory. And, that's a thing we can do as many times as we like to pick up and put down diamond ore. Having Unbreaking on each pickaxe will mean that every single diamond will last 4 times as long, because there's a, 1 in 4 chance of using durability as opposed to 1 in 1. So you get 4 times the durability from anything from Unbreaking. You get to pick up blocks using Silk Touch, which is handy by itself, but it's not handy until you use Fortune, which goes up to 3, to start to mine those. If you don't know, Fortune 3 gives an average of 2.5 diamonds for every single diamond ore you mine, which means that you can effectively make your diamonds go 2.5 times further with this enchantment, and you can make them go 4 times as further with Unbreaking. This, if you stack them together, gives you 10 times the, kind of use per diamond, which is really, really handy when you are mining. Also, it means you can do really fun, stupid things like this if you want to. Because I don't carry the Fortune pickaxe around with me, instead what I do is I leave it in my ender chest. Every single time I need to break diamonds, I pull it out, and then we can do this. As you can see, every single diamond ore is going to give me between 1 and 4 diamonds every single time I mine it, which means this, stack of diamonds, and a little bit more than a stack, is going to turn into a lot more than that. Also, we made it rain diamonds, which is something you don't get to do very often. But yeah, it's super satisfying. It's a great source of experience. You can get this all at once, which can help you do said enchantments. And yeah, this is something I do maybe once every 6 months to a year or so. And I figured this time around, I'd use it as an explanation to explain how to get so much value from your diamonds so you can focus time on, doing stupid stuff like destroying nether fortresses or strongholds or deserts rather than, mining that whole time. Because if you are just using regular diamond tools, you're gonna lose out in that way. So yeah. So my stack plus 7 diamonds has turned into 2 stacks and 45 separate diamonds. That is, almost 170 diamonds, just under 200. Pretty good for what can be found within a, 2 to 3 hours of intensive diamond mining. And even if you're unlucky, more like 4 or 5 hours. Pretty good haul that will last me for, again, another 6 months to a year, if not a lot longer, because this isn't the only way that I get rich with diamonds. Also, by the way, you get extra iron and gold, which is also very useful, which is part of the reason why I go diamond mining so often, even though I have so many diamonds stored up in places like this and like this. So yeah. Let's talk about the second way that I end up with so many enchanted pickaxes to do these destruction projects, because let me tell you a huge secret about Minecraft. There is a way, it involves quite a few steps, but there is a way to literally take the most useless, worthless item in the game, or at least it used to be. I'd argue gravel does have some uses in 2019, like the one I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show you how you can trade literally gravel, the most worthless block in the game, how you can trade this block into something much, much better. In fact, how you can trade gravel directly or indirectly for diamond pickaxes with the best enchantments. You can do the exact same thing with wheat as well, which is one of the sane reasons for having an insane, wheat farm like the one I have right here, because you can use this exact same technique and take wheat, which, is some amount of valueless, right? So you might have guessed exactly, what the solution to that one is, what the secret is. It is, of course, using villagers. Villagers, as of 1.14, have hugely good traits, and if you have blacksmith villagers, which will look like this, or I think the term is actually toolsmith to be precise, but it's villagers using the blacksmithing table, a brand new block which still doesn't do anything as of 1.14/1.12, but if you have this block in your village, you're going to get a lot of toolsmith villagers, and if you have a lot of toolsmith villagers, then one of them will eventually start selling enchanted axes or maybe even enchanted pickaxes like this one right here. If you look at this trade, he's going to give me Unbreaking 3 and Efficiency 2. Not too bad for just 13 emeralds. So in case you're curious about the raid, it's because during the Nether Fortress video, I found, a band of raiding pillagers and I killed them just to make them go away, but then I got the, the effect, which lasts 99 minutes unless you activate a raid. So I figured, let's activate a raid in this village and then I'll forget about it. But that forgetting about things has come back to haunt me, because now I've got a raid to clear if I want to. Although because I built walls around this, because this is the fascist village. If you haven't watched the fascist village project, that's a very confusing sentence, but this village is a fascist village, so it has giant walls around the edge of it because they're the best villagers, etc, etc, etc. Whatever, you get the point, I'm sure already. But yeah, basically, like that is a thing that we can use, because if we have all of these blacksmith villagers, and because we're in charge of it, we control which villagers are blacksmiths and toolsmiths, etc. We can find the very best trades. And yup, that literally includes trading flint, which comes from gravel, directly for emeralds, so we can trade enough of these to get 13 emeralds. I mean, we could do it with any one of the villagers, right? Pro tip, if you want to see which villagers will trade for something, hold out the item and you'll see that, like, oh yeah, this guy, he's willing to give me some emeralds for my flint. It's at 30 to 1 though. Same with this guy. And then we can sell that flint and we can use it to buy pickaxes. Although if you're going to be doing something like trading flint into pickaxes, I actually do recommend using a pillager raid, so I guess we'll get some use from the fact that there are villagers trying to tear down this village. Because if you don't know, this is not only the weekly series where I show you what's been going on in the survival Let's Play world, but it's also an update on what's been going on in my life, etc. Because there isn't really, I don't really have a vlog series or anything like that. I kind of just bundle it in here, because a lot of people ask, like, so what's going on with the toy cat, etc. And I guess that's what I'll answer with today's video. Because, I had this whole thing, by the way, like, man, this week has been been really good. There's been a lot of stuff going on. You know, I really wanted to talk about it, but something that overshadowed all of that is today, while I was on the way back from an airport, not for flying, by the way, it's no-fly July, as you might know. I'm trying not to fly for the month of July, which is the most ridiculous sounding challenge, but it is a thing I'm doing. Oh, it was the last wave that I was on at the time. How handy. But yeah, I had a really exciting week. I really wanted to talk about it. But while I was on the way back from the airport, you know, I almost got hit by, you know, like bird, you know, poops of some form. But not just one bird poop, because, you know, near miss bird poop. Wow, what a lucky situation. I had 3 at the exact same moment hit like directly in front of my left foot, directly in front of my right foot, and then one that seemed to go into me, but I couldn't find it hit me, so I guess it went past me. I had 3 giant bird poops go right past me, and that sort of luck is something that's way bigger than any of the cool things that have otherwise happened this week. By the way, now we have the hero of the village effect, so we can trade for even cheaper rates with the same villagers. Look at this, instead of 30 to 1, it's 24 to 1, which means our stacks of flint will go a lot further into making things like this Unbreaking 3 Efficiency 2 pickaxe. By the way, I think I found a glitch with villagers. They really don't like shulker boxes. But yeah, we'll go a lot further into things like that pickaxe, or into things like this pickaxe right here, or an axe with Bane of Arthropods if that's your thing. I have a bunch of villagers that are on this same level, and yeah, you're going to notice how you can get really good results out of them. Yeah, they really don't. I found a new glitch in the course of making today's video. Like, look at this. It's a shovel which comes, by the way, with Unbreaking 1, so 25% extra durability, and it costs 3 emeralds. And it might seem like, well, I mean, Unbreaking 1's not the best enchantment, but you can de-enchant that if you want to. There are, in fact, tool benches for that. You can disenchant this, enchant it your own way, or even if you don't disenchant it, if you keep it exactly how it is, bear in mind that you get a diamond shovel worth a diamond, 2 sticks, plus the enchantment for absolutely free, or at least, you know, it's a few stacks of flint. But I know what you're thinking, or I don't actually know what you're thinking. This is a YouTube video where I pretend that I know something that you might be questioning yourself with, because how exactly am I going to turn all of this gravel that I just showed you, how am I going to turn this into flint? Because it's a 1 in 10 chance of getting gravel for every flint. However, this same fortune enchantment can work its wonders here, because if you take a giant stack of gravel and you use a fortune shovel, I happen to have one with mending right here, then you'll get yourself gravel at your flint every single time you use it. That's right, this entire stack of gravel, just like this, turning it into flint, and yeah, every single shovel makes a bit of flint. Every 24 to 27 of these flints makes an emerald, and every one of those emeralds eventually makes itself into a diamond tool. So yeah, you can turn literally gravel if you want to into, or you know, you can turn wheat into it. You can turn anything you want into these resources, which is great. You just need a toolsmith. And I'm just saying, this is the closest thing we have to alchemy in Minecraft, right? We can literally trade in and get amazing deals and stuff like that we can then turn into the axes, the shovels, the etc. of our dreams, which we can, by the way, you get experience for trading with them, and then you also can get experience by trading out their weapons. Also, they'll all show you what they have to offer if you use emeralds, which I think is super cute. Like, hey, you saved our village, sort of, question mark. And, oh god. Yeah, do not put shulker boxes near villages. By the way, just in case you want to do this with wheat or with any of the other resources that grows naturally in the village itself, you can literally be like, oh yeah, look, it's 17 carrots, get yourself an emerald for that. They literally plant carrots here in the village. Oh, they grow a lot of potatoes in this village. Didn't know this was fascist Russia over here. Okay, there we go. We got some carrots right here. Incidentally, you can mine carrots of fortune if you want to. I don't recommend it, but you can do it. Because getting 2 carrots per, you know, tile is pretty great. But you know what's greater than that? Getting a bunch of carrots every single time you do it. Weird little niche thing that you can choose to do to get yourself enough carrots. Oh, you literally get like 6 or 7 per tile. It's really cool if you want a lot of carrots, which you might do if you're trying to trade it in for emeralds. Just like we've managed to do right there. We can also mulch up the rest of it if we really want to, and I guess I'll choose to do that right now. But yeah, the TLDR version of this one, just in case you don't know, is you can change literal gravel into, you know, flint, which you can turn into pickaxes and axes and all sorts of of things like that. Should we make another axe? Nah. Although I'm taking another one of these pickaxes home with me, as well as all of this other enchanted gear, so I can, you know, like kind of grind it up and get experience from it, so that we can then make better pickaxes and better stuff like that. And yeah, you can see how we get new pickaxes. We've got an infinite supply if we have something to trade for emeralds over there, which is pretty nice, just as a little bonus, in addition to the other supplies that I have. Because, you know, there's mining diamonds, which is already made more efficient when you get the right enchantments. There's literally just trading it, but there's a third way of getting even more enchanted diamond stuff. First, though, I'm going to put these diamonds away so I can use them later when I want to. But yeah, this is how you get so many diamonds. First, though, I'm going to put my diamonds away. I'm going to put a stack over here in the ender chest because it's always useful to have them anywhere you want in the world. And then, so we have somewhere else to go. I've always wanted to display a, you know, chest of diamonds like this, so I'm totally going to do that. I'll be honest, the entire reason for this too is I watched one of PewDiePie's Minecraft Let's Plays, and for some reason it was infuriating at first, like why store diamonds that way? But later it grew on me as a way to display your enormous amount of wealth in one chest. So look at this, I've got a full chest full of diamonds. Isn't that lovely? I don't think you're meant to admit that you watch YouTubers as a YouTuber, by the way, but, you know, there's a few I watch, and especially when there's something, you know, big, like, in the Minecraft space, I feel compelled and curious to watch it, and I guess it's a good way to see, like, what an average player or someone coming back to the game, you know, gets a feel for the game after all of these years, and that's why I feel like a video like this one is useful, for instance, where people, you know, like, see some stuff, like, if you have that many diamond ore, people are going to assume it's because you know, hacked it in or you used Creative or something, but no, the survival game, especially been playing for years, like I have on this world, almost 7 in fact, the survival game has evolved over that time, and that's why some of the insane stuff that you see today is possible, including, you know, the village thing. That's literally only been possible since 1.14, which is, you know, less than a few months old, but that's still changed the entire way that you play from scratch, which I think is kind of cool. Anyway, yeah, just in case you don't know, you can disenchant pickaxes. So when you get one that has just efficiency 2, for example, it might be better to take it, unenchant it, get some experience. It's a really nice sound, by the way, at least I think so. You can unenchant it, get that solid experience, and then we can use the experience for something else. Say this pickaxe right here that's dead and that some number of comments have been yelling about, we can use it to repair that one, or we can use it to repair anything else. I probably won't repair this if it's so expensive. But like this one, for instance, we can easily just, you know, spend 3 levels. Now we've got another pickaxe fully repaired, and again, it's an endless cycle that all works around to go through all of these pickaxes. By the way, this is my tool chest. I know I have a lot of tools. It's a real problem, but this is the kind of most efficient way to do it. Having a lot of pickaxes that we cycle through is more efficient than having one repairing every time, because the costs get higher every time you choose to repair, which is why that costs 9 levels and this one costs 3. I want to say, yeah. Another thing we could do if we wanted to is we could combine, you know, things together here to make, say, efficiency 3. We take 2 pickaxes with efficiency 2, and they make efficiency 3. It's not really worth doing, just the efficiency, but for unbreaking, it totally is worth doing, especially if they're both on half durability anyway, so we're going to come back to these guys. But yeah, this is my pickaxe chest. Hopefully it makes sense to you. If it doesn't make sense, don't worry, it doesn't make sense to most people. Yeah, so now you know. So next up, let's show you the third and final way that you can get so many diamond, you know, equipment, especially things like, you know, that mending shovel I had, mending on this sword. How do you get these sorts of pieces of equipment without going fishing and looking for mending? Because that's one of the best ways, or searching for it, you know, kind of down below. How exactly do I do it if not one of those things? Because I choose not to fish very often. It's not very fun, and there are auto fishers, but I consider that, I don't think cheating is the right word, but like not intended functionality. You know, that's just my take on things. Do whatever you want. As long as it's in survival, I don't really care what other people are up to, you know, in terms of like if you want to call it legit or whatever. If you're playing in creative, just give yourself everything everywhere. If you're playing in survival, I think it's important to have a set of rules if you feel like doing that, because there are always glitches that you could exploit and get 10,000 diamonds, but that's not fun. The point of the game is not to exploit and abuse the game. The point of the game is to play along with it, and if you can do well within those sort of sets of rules, that's what that kind of is. And actually, you know, at the end here, let's switch from you know, kind of jumping around like we've been doing for this video so far, and for indeed a lot of the videos on this channel, and let's switch over to kind of the live format, which these Let's Plays usually are, you know, meant to be, because there's, you know, there's going to be a few people who are like, yeah, I really love this as a Let's Play format, but I think there's going to be a few people who don't necessarily like that. So we'll talk about, you know, the kind of, you know, the live uncut kind of nature versus cutting around and jumping, etc. And that's what we're going to do while, by the way, we go out to the edges of this world, because I want to go looking for end cities, and the reason I'm doing that is because the third way to get rich in Minecraft, the third way that I get rich in terms of tools and diamonds and stuff, is to go looking for these end cities. And I brought a shulker box with me just so I can actually take some of the loot home, because you end up stacking up a lot of this stuff very quickly in no time at all. So yeah, I'm going to fly in this direction over here into what looks like nothing right now. Is there literally nothing? Oh god, oh, the world is broken over there. Okay, you know what? Something is broken in my world today. We're just going to reload it real quick. See, exploiting this, for example, you know, this is clearly a bug. I don't know how I could exploit this. I think that would probably be, you know, something that you'd have to decide whether you wanted to do yourself. But yeah, let's back out, go back in. Okay, so I'll be honest, that was one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen, just flying into a, you know, a black wall of death. But yeah, so flying around the end is a really great way to find yourself some of these end cities. Obviously, you can do this on foot, and I recommend actually doing it on foot with like a proper pathway. That's what I do most of the time, but since we're doing it kind of quickly at the end here to show how well it can be done if you've got the fireworks to spend and waste, because, you know, there are a lot of ways to get rich that require resources already, and there are a lot of ways to get rich that require very efficient use of resources that you can hopefully obtain along the way, and I would put this one in the second category. Like, you know, one firework can take us a really long way. We've got the mending elytra, so as long as we get that experience every now and then, we can repair our elytra, and we can use that with the fireworks to get ourselves more things that can repair. You know, it's an endless cycle upwards to get that diamond wealth in Minecraft. And yeah, I'm going to do this kind of part of the thing, you know, semi-live, because, yeah, that's how I think most of the Let's Plays will stay. That's how most of them will be. If not for any other, you know, great reason, then, like, that's kind of how things have always been. Also, I said I wouldn't take the fortune pickaxe with me, but I've kind of done that by mistake here, so I guess we're sticking with that. Anyway, yeah, when you find end cities, there's a little bit of challenge involved with, like, okay, let's kill these shulkers. They totally deserve it, by the way, as you probably know from this week's videos. But, you know, we're killing the shulkers from around here. And then we find the chests. The chests in the end cities are insanely good because they're designed to be late game content. So we get experience this way, we get, you know, like great loot this way. It's a great all round thing. Also, we get shulker shells, which are wonderful in that way. And yeah, so by the way, I think I said the amazing thing this week is like almost got hit by bird poop, and it literally has been stuck in my mind like, man, it was like a traumatic event. Like in the same way I've described when I was robbed, which has happened twice by the way. It's really rough. I really don't recommend being robbed or mugged in any way, by the way. But you know, when I was robbed, it's the exact same thing where like my brain is replaying the moment over and over again, but this time it's like a good thing. I got insanely lucky. It should have been me that was hit there. I should have had a really bad day, you know, sitting on the train all the way home being like, man, why am I covered in, you know, bird feces? I should have been very unfortunate, but I wasn't, and it feels kind of good. And I know there's something about that where like the positive and the negative versions of things, like having a really negative experience followed immediately by a positive one is a lot better than just having a positive experience. I think that's one of the reasons why, like, as humans, we kind of we're never happy when there's just good, like, no one ever lives a life where every single moment is perfect, because that isn't a perfect life. It's this weird kind of contradiction that you realize as you go along. And in the same way, while looking for, I'm going to tie this into Minecraft somehow, trust me. In the same way, when you look for chests in these end cities, there's a lot of moments where you're not finding anything, where it looks like you might not find anything ever. Like, oh, so I'm just here for shulker boxes. I have enough, also shulker shells. I have enough shulker, you know, boxes. I don't need any of this stuff. But then every now and then you have a moment where you find something a lot better. Also, I really hate climbing these things, but like I said, it's designed to be late fancy game content, so I guess that's why this whole thing is like this. But yeah, let's talk about the kind of the format of this Let's Play, because honestly, this is the longest running series on the channel. It's been going for almost 7 years now, and before that, I had a Let's Play. One sec, Alexa just started playing music. Alexa, stop! Alexa, stop! That is the weirdest thing that has ever happened to me. I just got the strangest music blowing through Alexa. Again, very strange feeling. And you know what? The positive feeling that I had as soon as that stopped happening is much better than the, you know, like the feeling, the positive feelings I had before that. Like, I was enjoying myself recording a Let's Play, and then things felt bad for a second. And then immediately afterwards, it felt way better now that the bad was gone. The kind of relativity of good and bad emotions is something I always kind of struggle with, because a lot of people act like there is just such thing as abject suffering, you know, like the suffering Olympics, or whatever you want to call it, like where, oh, you had a bad day, but I had a worse one, so why does it even matter? Like, this is something, you know, even my own parents have done to me at one point, where it's just like, you think you have a reason to be, you know, sad or depressed about life, wait till you hear what life is really about. And it's like, this is the least helpful thing to say, but it makes sense. If you're going through, you know, hurt people is a phrase that seems relevant here, right? And also, it's kind of because of this reason. Also, levitation's really bad usually, but I've got a elytra, so we can just kind of fly down and use it as a way to swoop in and take out the other dude right here. But yeah, the kind of format of these videos, there is not a single chest in this one, by the way. So far, I'm hoping that changes as we go to the top of the other one, because otherwise it would entirely disprove my point. But that, you know, that's the beautiful thing about live, or at least, you know, let's just call it uncut, because, you know, it's not quite live in the sense of a live stream, but live or uncut or whatever else, kind of has these moments where you're seeing every single thing happen. You're seeing how the game progresses in every moment. And I used to be a big advocate for this in the sense that nothing should ever be cut, because when I watch videos, I like them uncut. And there were even some things where it's like, you know, even people who do uncut stuff, they're still deciding what to record. My first ever Let's Play for Minecraft, I deliberately had a rule where nothing in that world, from the first 3 months that Minecraft came on Xbox, I recorded every single moment in that world for a Let's Play. If I was playing Minecraft outside the Let's Plays, I'd make a different world, because those, that was the point of the world. It was to have every single moment recorded, and it sounds really wacky at first, like, so why is that so important again? Like, like, why should every single moment be recorded? And I think in hindsight, kind of not. But I think the beautiful thing about games is you can share the whole game. You can share every moment of it with people. But it just seems that that's not the stuff people like on YouTube. But it leaves you with this big dilemma, I would say. Oh, I've looked at some Enderman. As a YouTuber, it leaves you with this big dilemma where content, the quality, the standards, what people expect from YouTube videos progresses over time. But what people expect from you as a YouTuber doesn't usually progress. People either like it or they move on. Meaning that what people expect from my Let's Play is, like, just raw, this sort of stuff, where we talk about the nitty gritty, like, what's been going on my week? Like, oh yeah, well, I had a big thing for poppadoms this week. I ate so many of them, it's not even healthy. And I ordered pizza like 3 times. That's not a good thing, but I tried pizza with honey, wasn't that great? And, like, all the weird mixtures of this, it's good, and sometimes it's bad, and sometimes, you can be the filter. Whereas when you're editing stuff down, I'm the filter from what I say. Like, why'd I say that about honey pizza? Like, who cares about my decision to eat pizza with honey on? Like, I'm sure that's a common thing somewhere else in the world, even if I've never seen it. Also, there is literally not a chest in this one either. Like, is this just a weird bug that, end cities are generating without chests? Or maybe I'm just unlucky. We'll find out for sure. But, yeah, it's this really, there's this really kind of fascinating thing where what people expect from you as a YouTuber doesn't necessarily evolve, but you as a YouTuber need to evolve at the same time. And so many YouTubers are destroyed by this kind of standard. They have to take huge long breaks before they're allowed to kind of change up their content. One of the things I've always done is been like, hey, honestly, the aspect of Minecraft I like does change from time to time. I'd say that the long overarching thing is I enjoy survival Minecraft, but the things I like to dive into, like from redstone to PvP to whatever, I go in and out of different phases of the game. That's how I'm with life as well. Like where I like to travel to, what foods I like to eat. I had pizza with honey on. Have I told you about that? It's a really delightful story. But like, all these sorts of things, they change as time goes on. It's also is this literally bugged? Is there like a 1.12 bug where you don't find chests in these? Because it's been far too many rooms now that should have had chests that haven't, that I'm starting to get suspicious. But I'll keep working with it until stuff happens. But yeah, so the new thing that people expect from any gaming video is cut down moments, just the funny bits or the useful bits to tell the story. Like, why do you need to see me breaking through every single part of this end city when you could just see me get to the end and be like, oh, I didn't find anything? What is currently 5-10 minutes of recording and watching and stuff can be turned into just a few minutes. And yeah, although you might say, well, I mean, I prefer it this way, I think the reality is like, to grow, you need to find a thing that fits for everyone. And that's why I think when it comes to this series in particular, even though I don't change for trends unless I think they're particularly good, but when it comes to, culling down gameplay, it is something I've started to enjoy when I watch it, even though I don't think that, again, even though I'm not the biggest fan of any of the Minecraft Let's Plays I've watched over this past week just to see a few people getting back into the game, even though I'm not a big fan, I do have to admit, yeah, like, it's better than uncut with someone else, with someone new. And that's something that I try to fit into my own style. And although most of the videos you'll see that use this kind of cutting up and having fun and, taking big, my big project videos are a great example, they're new format, new content, so you're not taking anything away. But with the Let's Play, there's this funny thing where I almost have to take something away to give something. You almost have to, okay, you have to lose the current form of the Let's Play to get the new form of the Let's Play that might be better, but it might not be. Who knows? It's a big struggle we have to think about and deal with. Also, look, diamond helmet with mending on. See, this is how you find it. Admittedly, we only found 1 diamond in all of this time, but still, finding a diamond helmet in this amount of time, it seems like a good deal to me. Also, we'll put all of this away, and you're starting to see that, like, oh yeah, you really do start to collect a lot of stuff very quickly, especially when you add in the dragon heads to the mixture. But yeah, so I've been thinking a lot this week when it comes to, like, what is the best way to make videos? Because honestly, sometimes all of these decisions seem like background radiation of what the real important stuff is. Oh, come on, did I do it? Please, oh, I didn't do it. I guess the the thing, and entity was a bit lagged there. That would have been so cool if I'd have done that. And if we'd have, I reckon, if we'd been doing this non-live, we probably could have gone back and tried a few more times to do it. But I think there is something authentic about seeing every single moment at something. Seeing, the inaccuracies and the accuracies. Seeing the live stream of consciousness that's coming out my mouth, Might say something terrible next, might say something great. Who knows? That's part of the fun, right? I think there is something really great that comes from that isn't necessarily appreciated. So yeah, I've kind of said a lot of things all over the place, and you might say, so what is the end? I like seeing the Let's Plays every week. What does this mean for me? And I think the simple answer is probably a little bit of cutting. I think the best kind of compromise for both worlds, because everything in life is a compromise. You might not see the compromise. It might be a weak compromise, but everything in life involves some amount of compromise. And I think the way that I would enjoy doing things most is for every episode to have a clear purpose, a clear point, something so that people who are new to the series might be able to enjoy it and get into it. And then we should probably end with like a big thing that requires taking time like this. Whether it's mining icebergs, also let's turn left, I don't want to go across this whole thing. Whether it's mining, oh wait, we'll go this way, sorry. Whether that means mining, like icebergs at the end of the video because we're working on the boatway and we need more ice. Whether that means placing blocks for literally 15 minutes straight. These sorts of things that are fun to see and do, and in my opinion, what makes Minecraft great to some extent. I want to always keep that in, and even just simple things like this exploration, it's fun. We could find an end city any minute now. We could not find an end city for the rest of the video. The fact that either of those things are possible are great, but at the same time, sometimes you need to tell a story. Sometimes you need to explain something, and the best way isn't with all the live, uncut stuff. And that's why the channel as a whole has kind of changed, and a lot of people really love that change. And that's why this series is usually the last holdout to that, and will always be the most different to the rest of the channel, I would say, and always has been the most different. But also, why this series is still going to be different, just in different ways. It's different, but in different ways, if that is even a valid sentence. I'm not sure that it is, but you better believe that I'm going to try and believe that it is. Also, yeah, I'm very sure now, after seeing this one, that there must be something with not finding chests anymore. Because I swear, every single end city contains... Oh no, there's one over there. Before, pretty much every Emerald City, I can't remember one that was big and didn't contain one of these things. So it's a bit weird to me. Also, is there a ceiling entrance over there? Did I make that? Or is that naturally spawned? I feel like I've never seen one of these before. I can't have made it because it involves stairs, and I'm a big stair hater, I'll be honest with you here. I don't use stairs to the best of their effectiveness, or really to any effectiveness. Anyway, so in here, look at this. Looting 2. Actually, these are pretty awful tiers. But this is Fortune 2, Efficiency 4. Look how nice that is. Combine that with Unbreaking 1, and you've got yourself something. This is a iron shovel with mending on. Do I need that in the slightest? I don't really think so. But I can disenchant it, or I can do something with it. And yeah, you can... This is how you get rich in Minecraft. You got to collect all the stuff, even the stuff that seems stupid to collect. Oh, I've been in this one, have I? Even the stuff that seems stupid to collect does have some value in collection. And isn't that beautiful? I'm not sure that it is beautiful. It's somewhere between beautiful and terrible. And I guess you can decide which one of those it is. So, before we end... God damn. Oh, I can still glide while I'm doing it because I was gliding before. Pro tip, avoid the levitation effect just like that. Apparently that works. But yeah, one of the things is this Let's Play will change a little bit. And yeah, this last week there's been a lot of thinking involved. And for the most part, it's been good thinking. Like I said, I've been so grateful for the growth and the craziness over the last while. And that's the whole thing. And it's as a result, I'm always trying to, oh, look at this. Boom! Proved the point right at the end. So, although it took us a lot longer, something like 20-ish minutes, I'm guessing. The video so far, the recording's quite long. But it took us quite some time to actually do the whole thing. But just like that, we did find 6 diamonds here. So that's no laughing small matter in that amount of time, which would be an okay way of finding diamonds. Plus the fact that we found diamond enchanted stuff. So 6 diamonds plus 5 diamonds plus 1 diamond plus 4 diamonds. So 15 diamonds worth of stuff with enchantments built on, which are pretty good, by the way. Depth Strider 3, Protection 4. This is the enchantment for fighting the Wither in water, I think. Also, we got 25 shulker shells, which is so useful for other parts of these big survival projects. But yeah, now you understand how, like, oh yeah, I try to be very efficient in certain ways of playing Minecraft so that I can be inefficient or have fun and, like, focus and get the most out of everything I do in the rest of Minecraft. Also, right now, I've flown to a very weird part of the end and probably shouldn't have flown this far out, but it's half the fun of this episode. I'm going to do a little bit more raiding of the Restless End City, and then we're going to say goodbye for the week, which, by the way, hope you did all enjoy this episode of the Updated Adventures Let's Play. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that kind of thing, because like I said, there is this eternal struggle as a YouTuber between what your audience wants and what the wider YouTube audience wants. Because if you don't satisfy the wider YouTube audience, you also don't reach your own audience. Like, the way YouTube subscriptions work is if you don't get a certain click-through rate from the, from YouTube as a whole, then your subscribers won't see your stuff. Because what does it matter if your subscribers see stuff if the people who don't see, because there are lots of people who are basically subscribed but only for recommended, they're never going to see your stuff, and yeah, it's a whole problem. YouTube is weirdly structured in the modern day, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't want to just complain for the sake of complaining, but I do want to say it's a very weird thing that you have to plan around accordingly, or things will go badly. Anyway, with that said, thank you very much for watching today's episode, because I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.